I appreciate you coming on.
Good to be here.
As you know, Forbes published a piece on America's most eligible billionaires. Before we get into the list, let's define what is an eligible billionaire.
So we decided to have a little fun for Valentine's Day. As Valentine's Day was approaching, we thought, what can we do with the billionaires list? Obviously, we are tracking and ranking billionaires all year long, real-time billionaires, values all across the board. And this year we decided to look at couples, and we thought, we'll look at some of the wealthiest couples in the world. And it quickly emerged that we wanted to focus on single billionaires, billionaires who might be looking for love for Valentine's Day. Not that we have checked in with any of them, not that any of them said to us, can you find me someone? Can you launch OK Cupidity for people who are looking for wealthy people? But we thought, let's have a little fun and talk about who some of the single billionaires that are out there are. And we focus specifically on American billionaires this year. And then in terms of what makes them eligible, we'll talk a little bit about how we did that. One of the criteria we looked at was we didn't want people who were recently widowed. We thought that was inappropriate, so we wanted to put some time between them. People who are divorced, that's fine, but we also wanted to make it clear they might be recently divorced. They may not be on the market necessarily. People who have had more than 75 candles on their birthday cake, perhaps we don't need to fix them up. Maybe they've seen a little too much. But we came up with a fun list of about 10 billionaires. And we thought these are people who are a catch, not because they're wealthy, but because they have really interesting lives.
I love this. Forbes is potentially playing matchmaker here. So are these billionaires perpetually single? Are they looking for love? What's their status?
There's not necessarily one answer to that. Some are habitual divorcees. Some have loved and lost several times. Some are widows, widowers. Some are eternal bachelors, bachelorettes. So, for instance, someone like Elon Musk has been married 3 times, twice to the same woman. He has 10 children and counting. But this is what you might expect from a man who named his first 4 Teslas S3XY. Think about that. It's kind of a sophomoric teenage boy calculator joke, but it spells sexy if you need me to do the work for you. So he's got that on his mind, clearly. But listen, Elon says he's looking for love. Elon says he's not happy if he doesn't find love. The question you have to ask, of course, with Elon is, how would you like to live on Mars?
For me, not so much, but I do want to talk about Elon Musk. He's the current Twitter CEO. A former CEO of Twitter also made the list, Jack Dorsey. What's in the water at Twitter? Why is it so impossible for the heads of it to find love?
Well, look, Jack Dorsey was on this list when we did it a decade ago in 2013. Dorsey had just, was only the Twitter CEO at the time and a Twitter co-founder. He now, of course, has another company as Block, which many people knew as Square. So he's a busy guy. He has been in relationships over the years. A lot of these people are serial monogamists, right? As many of us were back in the day. A lot of the single billionaires are people who have been in relationships for 2, 3, 5 years at a time. Maybe they were in a long-term relationship and they get out of it. Jack Dorsey is someone who's always been dating but has never settled down.
Aside from serial monogamists, are there any other trends you're seeing on this list?
Well, you do see the people who have been divorced are still looking to get back in the game. I think about Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, 3 divorces, obviously most recently to Kanye West. Complicated divorce, to say the least. So she's got her hands full, but she's still out there looking for love. I call her a hopeful romantic, that she's still trying to find the one. I think a lot of people were really hoping she would end up with Pete Davidson. It seemed like a kind of, an odd couple to people. And yet I think when people watched them together and saw them together, they thought, actually, that's a pretty great couple. I think people were disappointed when they broke up. What Kim Kardashian says now is she's looking for a man with brains. No disrespect to Pete Davidson, I'm sure. She still speaks very highly. But she says, I think I want a guy with brains. Everything I've been doing up until now clearly hasn't been working.